You got questions, I got answers. What am I talking about? Stay tuned to find out. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am Jesse Carroll, professional voice actor and coach. And today we're gonna do something a little bit different. It has been just over 1 year since I started posting how to do voiceover content on my channel. I don't know what this move was. Am I a dancer? I don't know. It's been a year, you guys. This time last year, I posted my first how to get into voiceover video, which was, I think it was just how to start doing voiceover. Oh no, it was getting started in voiceover. Don't get a coach. I think that's what it was. Anyway, it's been a year. We've come a long way in a year. Back then I had like 10 subscribers. Now we've got like, what is it, like almost 1,700. So we've come a long way in a year. Long way to go yet. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys from the bottom of my heart for being there for this channel, for subscribing, for leaving all your lovely comments. So today we're gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna answer a bunch of your comments. I've never done this before, so I can't go all the way back to the comments from the first video, but we'll do like the last 3 months or so. The ones that are good comments. I'll read some random stuff too. You guys post some funny stuff, so some funny shit. So here we go. Okay, we got always great info, great information. Thanks, Jesse. Just thanks for the information. Just got a Rode NT-1/5. Hey, you're welcome. Also, Rode, you guys owe me money because I am selling NT-1/5s like nobody's business. I'm just kidding. That was from Benjamin Lumpkin, 1984. Not the 1983 Benjamin Lumpkin, but the 1984. I want to be specific. Good job, man. And congrats on getting started on your voiceover journey. Always top-notch information. Let's see here. Let's find a question. Okay, here we go. This one comes from, this is a question on my video about the best casting sites in 2004 that you need to be on. It's from Enemy Battles and Secrets. What do you think about Backstage? Okay, Enemy Battles and Secrets, I'm glad you asked. So Backstage, for those of you that don't know, it's a website primarily for theater actors and film and TV actors. Now, there are some voiceover jobs on there. There's not a whole lot, but I've seen some decent ones. Sometimes people randomly send them to me. I'm on Backstage, but I don't really scour it for voiceover jobs. I look for it for when I want to do theater or film and TV auditions and independents and stuff like that. I think it's an okay place to start, but honestly, I would just go to the two behemoths, voices.com and Voice123. The reason being, when you got your attention scattered between a bunch of different sites that have a little bit of voiceover work on there, you're kind of ignoring the big picture. It's just so much easier when you're not trying to multitask between websites and just going straight to the root of where you're gonna get the most work. Voices.com and Voice123. I just stick to those two. There are some other ones that you can get a little bit of work on, but honestly, until you are maxing out your auditions on those two sites, I just wouldn't bother. But yes, if in the meantime, if you're on Backstage and you can't afford a membership on Voice123 and Voices.com, that would be a good place to go. I hope that helps. Next question. Let's see here. Very helpful. Jesse, when you have a job with a space to talk about your policy on live directed sessions, what do you write, or is it okay to leave it blank if your profile says that you do live directed sessions? Okay, so this is for Voices.com. In Voices.com, if you're on there, you know that you have a section to fill out your application letter, basically telling you a little bit about yourself and why you'd be right for the job and your studio equipment, all that kind of stuff. And then after that, they have a live direction policy and then a revision policy. So for the live directed session policy, you want to just reiterate what your live directed session policy is. Now, if you're new, here's the thing. I charge extra for live directed sessions unless it's like got a big budget or something like that. But when you're new, offer live directed sessions for free. Put it in your policy, reiterate it, even if it says it on your profile or in the original letter when you're applying for the job. Write in the live directed session policy, say live directed sessions included, and then talk about the different ways that you can offer live directed sessions, whether it's via Zoom, Skype, Microsoft Teams, Google Meets, Source Connect, whatever. I've seen FaceTime on there. I don't know how you'd set it up, but I just click it anyway. Why not? No one's ever going to do a FaceTime live directed session. But you want to make sure they understand when you're beginning that you're going to include live directed sessions for free. There's no extra charge for it, because when you get into that live directed session and you're working with a director, you're going to get so much better. The director's going to ask you to do so many things that is going to open up your mind to like how to actually read copy when you're doing an audition. You're going to understand how to break down that script and do that audition way better after you worked with a director a few times. So in the beginning, make sure they know that you offer live directed sessions for free, because you're going to get better the more you do. It's like an acting class you get paid for. Let's see here. Dominique Morris 7624 says, this was an awesome interview. Great questions, Jesse, and great answers, Camille. 100 strong emoji, fire emoji, and sad microphone emoji. Thanks, Dom. Dom is in our community. He's referring to the live voiceover training with Camille that we did, and she absolutely crushed it. There's a bunch of Go Camille comments. Thank you, very helpful. All great information. Oh, whoa, this is a big one. Let's see here. Banner Sound says, I tend to be a bit of a loner by choice. I prefer family, mostly my wife and kids and close friends, but not a large social circle, although my wife is extremely social. Back when I was first trying to break into the radio biz in LA, I did what many of the struggling actors who did not work in the restaurant biz did, and that was freelance handyman and small construction projects. I was not licensed, so small jobs were legal for me. The problem was, this was paying my bills, not radio yet. So I spent all of my time marketing my handyman services. Yeah, that can be that can be the thing with like having a second job aside from voiceover, especially if it's one that you own, like essentially you're a freelancer and you own this business. You're having to market that job all the time, which can take you away from voiceover. He goes on to say, I then drove long haul trucks and saved a lot of money, and now I'm retired, living comfortably. My wife works and able to pursue this full-time, pursue voiceover full-time. And if I earn zilch one week, it's okay for now. Yeah, that's great that you got it worked out and you're in a situation where you can do that now. If you're not retired, anybody hearing this, and you are trying to go full-time in voiceover, the best way to do that is, like I said in the video that he's referring to, which was how to go full-time in voiceover. It's get yourself a job that doesn't conflict with voiceover, being a job in the evenings, whether it's in hospitality or working in a warehouse, whatever it is. Even if you're an on-call handyman, just make it so that you're only available in the evenings, so you can pursue voiceover full-time in the day without the weight of having to book a bunch of full-time work from voiceover, because you got that second job. But just make sure that it doesn't conflict with voiceover, because it makes it a lot harder when it does. I just got a text message from my acting coach who's on his way down here to film a scene with me for a TV show that I can't talk about. Let's see here. Okay, this one is from Mr. JD Cribbo, and it's commented on why we don't need to worry about AI. And Mr. JD Cribbo, I don't know how to pronounce that, says, can't fool me is a sign of the Dunning-Kruger phenomenon. Basically, someone who lacks enough education to be highly confident in their competence about a subject is likely to think that they somehow have a fix on the situation that's better than the experts. Their assessment often lacks nuance and understanding of the complexity of factors involved. I'm skeptical of this guy's position. Okay, I'm just a voice actor. I'm not like a scientist, and I didn't go to Harvard. I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Mr. JD Cribbo, what the Kruger phenomenon is. But I would say, if I did know what it means, I would apply it to yourself. Lacking enough information about voiceover and judging where someone who does it professionally would know something about whether AI can take over the business or not. So I'm skeptical of your position. But I mean, what am I? I'm just a voice actor. Let's see. Mary Sarah 1580, you are fantastic. And you say, woohoo, this conversation brings life. Love you right back. And that was the conversation about how to get in touch with your authentic self and voiceover with Noel Johansson, who is the voiceover Yoda. Guys, as I'm going through this, thanks so much for all your incredible feedback. I really appreciate everybody who's been liking my videos and commenting on them and leaving exceptional comments. It really keeps me going, and it also strokes my ego. So I appreciate that. Wow, Dom, so many comments. People are gonna think I'm paying you. Okay, this comment is on the video live voiceover coaching with a special guest who actually sounded exactly like Mike Rowe and kind of looked like him too. This is coming from Orwell Madera, and he says, thanks a lot for these live coaching sessions. I can't afford coaching just yet, but these gives me an idea at least on how I should record voiceovers and help me get started in voiceover. Yeah, you know what, Orwell, when you're starting out, I had the same problem when I was starting out. I couldn't afford to get coaching. I couldn't even afford gear, so I rented it. So however you start, that works for you, do that, but don't stop. You only fail if you quit. So however slowly you have to start until you can get all your funds together to get coaching and get your studio set up, that's totally fine. You don't need to rush it, but stay consistent. Don't drop off, If all you can do is just read 15 minutes a day out loud, at least you're doing something until you get all the proper equipment. And as soon as you're ready, jump in with everything you got. And don't quit. And here's a comment on a video I did on how to quote a voiceover job. And this one comes from user GW5ZQ9CT3M. Why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? What are you, secret agent commenting on my stuff? What are you hiding for? And I actually didn't respond to this. I don't know why. I'm sorry, user that for not responding on it. That's how I pronounce that many letters with numbers. Sorry if that was loud. Thanks for this, Jesse. My instinct has always been to assume that a lowly paid VO job, I think you mean low paid VO job, is easier to get. Not to correct you or anything. It just lowly sounds like you're just saying, oh, a lowly little job. No, a low paid voiceover job is easier to get because I always assumed that you had to be amazing / famous to get the rate that a higher paid job offers. It's fascinating to learn that this isn't the case. Yeah, it's true. Think about it. And like I said in this video that we're referencing here, how to quote a voiceover job, the people that have a low budget, that's probably like all the money they have. So they're gonna be more precious about it. They're gonna be way more careful about who they hire. They're gonna take way longer. They're gonna be inexperienced in doing it, which means they're gonna probably be a headache as well. They're gonna ask for way too much. They might even ask you for like several callbacks for a job that pays you like $10, $15. Whereas a job where it's, you know, several hundred or even several $1,000, they've done this before. They know what they're doing. They know how to pick the VO. So if you do a good job, even if you've never done it before and they hear it and they know that you could potentially do this job, they'll hire you. You know, they'll trust their gut. You have a better chance. You have a way better chance of booking a job that's, you know, several hundred or several thousand than you do of booking a job that's $5 or $10. It's, when you think about it, it makes sense, but it's kind of like reverse thinking for a lot of people that get into this, listening to people saying that there's entry-level jobs for voiceover. I mean, sure, there's jobs that only people that just got into it will do, but that doesn't make it an entry-level job. It just means that you need to believe more in yourself and maybe get some more training so you can get to the bigger jobs. There's no gatekeeper in voiceover. Everybody's in the same field. Sure, I might edge you out if you've never booked a job before and we're on a platform where it shows my reviews and all the jobs that I've booked, but I've had students that have never booked a job in their life beat me. So keep that in mind on big jobs. On the video, this is how many auditions it took me to book a voiceover. Beth Burns says, on my way. Keep thinking, well, look how long it took for Jesse. Ha ha ha. Make fun of me while I don't. It took me 250 auditions to book my first job, which is by far longer than it's taken any of my students so far. And Beth Burns is certainly on her way to booking her first job and still will beat me. I love telling that story that it took me 250 auditions to book my first job because most people assume, you know, because I started working right away, I had it easy. No, I didn't. I just worked way harder than most people. I spent like every waking hour I had on it, and I'm relentless. I don't give up. When I decide I'm going to do something, I do it. So if you come at it with that attitude, you'll be just fine. Most of the people I coach book it in under their first 100 job. That doesn't mean that if you coach with me that you're for sure going to book a job and you're under your first 100. You might take longer than I took, but it's doubtful because I didn't get coaching at first, and my booking ratio dramatically went up as soon as I did. Let's say on the video, live one-on-one voiceover coaching with new student Edward Frey, we have Robert McMurray 3352 says, hey Jesse, love your story and your videos. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. I love your story and your videos, but the frequent cussing is inappropriate and lessens the quality of them. Go f yourself, Robert. I'm just kidding. I don't know. We're adults here, okay? If cussing bugs you, I'm not the guy for you. I'm not the channel for you, okay? I respect and love you all, but I mean, you stumbled across my video. I didn't like force this down your throat. So if swearing bugs you, you're definitely not gonna like me because I swear, and it's not to be cool. It's just the way I talk. And you can be, what is it? You can be something to everyone, but nothing to anyone. I'm butchering that. I'm not gonna curb who I am just to please some fucking dude who comments on my videos, okay? How's that? Is that clear? Now everyone's gonna be like, this dude's an asshole. Let's see here. On that same video, we've got Crypto Ritual, FR2042. Where do you get your names? Big respect for being so consistent, and thanks a lot for all the videos. Hey man, you're welcome. I didn't swear there, Robert. You happy? Let's see here. On the video, should you add processing mastering to your auditions? We have Connor Dolan, 7266. This eases my mind a bit. I was slowly starting my VO journey because I was overly worried about editing it to perfection. My new goal is good enough, not perfect. I'm a voice actor, not an audio engineer. Absolutely. Now, don't get me wrong. You want to have good, clean audio, okay? If you've got like background noise or some kind of hum or something like that, you got to fix it. But, you know, I've got students that like get put an RX10 mouth declicker and they turn it all the way up to 6. Now, for those of you who don't know it, you're like, what did you just say? Basically, they try to take like the natural noises in your mouth and eliminate all of them so it doesn't sound natural. It'll make you sound like an AI, or people gating their auditions to take out all of the breaths. It doesn't have to be perfect, you know? They want you to sound like a person. The more like a person you sound like, the better. Do you want to use a little bit of compression and EQ to pay to play? It depends. It depends on your voice. Anybody that's heard me audition live, like in my community, I do live auditions. I stream them so my students can learn and watch, and they're always amazed. They're like, where's the breaths? How come you don't edit out the breaths? Because you learn over time how to control your breaths so you don't go and leave a big mark. And I don't know if that was loud or not. I just breathed on you guys. It's disgusting. I'm a mouth breather. That looks so wrong. Anyway, yeah, you learn over time, but you don't want to edit the humanity out of your voices, I guess is the way to explain it. Your voices, your voiceover auditions. Just do a little bit, little compression, little EQ, and just leave it. If you even need compression and EQ. Talk to either Jordan Reynolds or George the Tech, and they'll set you up. They'll tell you what you need on your chain. If you don't know, if you're not an audio engineer, don't try to handle it yourself. Maybe we'll do another one. Let's see. We'll take one last question here. Let's find a good one. Okay, we will end this session of subscriber comments and feedback with, this is on the video from 0 to 100K in VoiceOver, how I did it. This is a comment by Jay, the Baguette Man, 4169. What's up, Baguette Man? How you doing? Says, I'm 16 and voice acting seems like a dream to me. How important do you think taking acting classes is? This is for mostly movie or animated show type voice acting. It's hugely important, Jay. It's so important. You know, it's funny. Sometimes you see like kids and they pick it up right away. And it makes you think that you don't need acting class at all. And you might not, but I think it would be really responsible of you and a really good idea to find a working voice actor who works in animation and video games. I don't, so I don't teach it. I teach commercials and narration, which I do for TV. But for animation and video games, like, I mean, I'm an actor for on-screen, for camera and theater, and I don't think I'd be able to do that if I didn't take acting classes. So yes, even though I have videos saying don't get a coach in the beginning, it's my strong opinion. If you're gonna do animation and video games, you're gonna need some coaching. Just take at least one lesson to see if you need it or not, because inevitably, you know, that coach, if they're good, is gonna get rid of some bad habits for you, so you're more ready to work. And at the very least, you'll pick up a lot of pointers and some wisdom, and who knows, maybe your coach will put you in the right direction in terms of like where to get a demo done for animation and video games, because you're gonna need one, where to find an agent, because you're gonna need one, and how the business works. You know, getting a mentor is huge, and it's a positive thing in this business. You know, why not take a shortcut? Can you do this business on your own? 100%, absolutely. It'll just take you longer. Why not pay a little money to take a shortcut? And that conveniently leads me into my plug for my community. If you're thinking about VoiceOver, you're interested in VoiceOver, and you don't want to do it alone, you want to do it with a like-minded community where you can go in there and get your questions answered. You can take classes, you can watch me work live, you can see killer interviews. We do weekly workouts, I do Q&As, and all kinds of good stuff at a low price of $47 a month. Check out the links in the description. If you're interested in getting started in VoiceOver from the very start, and you want to do my big Mac Daddy course, the 6-week VoiceOver Jumpstart course. It's not the Jump Finish course, it is the Jump Start course. It's going to give you the best start in VoiceOver. I don't know what that motion was, but that's what getting a good start in VoiceOver looks like. Or it's a 6-week course. You work with me for one-on-one hour-long sessions, and I take everything that's in my head and I put it in your head, and you also get a lifetime membership to my community with that. Check the description below if you want to just meet with me and say what's up for free for 15 minutes. There's a link to schedule that in as well. But other than that, thank you so much, everybody, for liking and subscribing. Thank you for sticking with me for this whole year when I had like sometimes like 10 views in my older videos. It was embarrassing, but we got through it. Now we're getting hundreds, thousands of views sometimes. So who knows? What are we going to be at this time next year? 3,000, 10,000? I don't know. But thank you, and thank you so much for coming along on this ride. And we're up in the production value, the lightings, and all that. So stay tuned for more. And if there's anything that, you know, any questions you have about anything you want them answered, comment below. I'm going to do this once a month from now on. And this one was a little janky. It's the first time I've done it. And that was the alarm going off telling me that it's time to stop recording. So my editor doesn't kill me and I give him like a half an hour long video like I've been doing. This one is my first attempt at doing one of these subscriber comments videos. So I'm sure I was a little bit janky, but hopefully my editor can make it look better. Can you do that for me? Parush? I don't know how to pronounce it because we've never met. Which time did I get it right? The first or second time? I'm having a conversation with somebody who's not even here, but he's gonna answer me in the editing, I promise you. Anyway, it is time to sign off. Thank you so much for the past year. Thanks for sticking with me, and we will see you guys for another year and a year after that. Again, thank you so much for the past year. I couldn't have done it without you. Looking forward to the future, and that is it. That's all, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.